Today's hit music, Q92. It's a Q92 morning show. Christian, Lauren, and Jake here in the morning. Thanks for having us on. And as promised right now, we're being joined on the radio. And if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, and X, comedian Zarna Garg joining us right now. She's coming to Playhouse Square. We've been giving tickets out to her show. It's going to be a lot of fun, and she's kind enough to carve out some time for us today. Zarna, thank you so much for talking to us today here in Canton, Ohio.
Thank you so much for having me. You know, I've lived many years in Northeast Ohio. It's my home in America. I cannot believe I get to come back and perform there.
Oh, yeah, and we wanted to get into that first before we get into the story of your comedy and stuff, because we were talking about this. University of Akron. We got
That's right
here. So it's funny, my stepdaughter, it's her first year at Akron right now. She's over there right now. So what led you to University of Akron, and how much fun did you have going there?
My sister lived in Akron, Ohio. And, you know, that's how we come to America. We don't know anything. We're like, what relative lives where? And that's how it starts.
Okay.
And I had the best years of my life in Akron, Ohio.
Really?
Best years, absolutely. So good. I have such fond memories, and my sister still lives there. So I'm there all the time.
No kidding. So what would Zarna Garg do for fun in the University of Akron?
I mean, I'm Indian. We don't have fun. That's not a thing that we do, but what we would study. I studied a lot at University of Akron. I ended up going to law school, not far at Case Western Reserve, right next door.
Yes.
So I did what every Indian person would do there, which is come there and work. All my friends are doctors in that region, Cleveland Clinic, Akron General Hospital. I mean, that's what we do. On Saturday nights, we get together and we do more exams.
All right, there you go.
That's awesome. Well, Zarna, thank you so much. We have had so much fun watching some of your clips and your bits and all that kind of stuff. And really kind of what I wanted to get into, because I find like the most relatable thing in the world is the motherhood component, which is a huge component of what you do as a comedian. You know, talk about that a little bit. Christian was talking about how relatable too. Like he was watching a bit about dating when you had your kids on the podcast and things like that. But, you know, talk to us a little bit about how much that plays into it and where you find that material. I mean, it's kind of easy when you have got kids.
Exactly. The material comes to me. I don't go looking for it. You know, my son will bring home somebody, you know, that he's dating, and she'll tell me that this is not the right way to make pasta. I'm like, oh, this is a joke. Now, like, you know, my mind is like, oh, this is a skit. This is a TikTok. Because first of all, you don't know anything, my friend. But I'm not going to say that. I'm going to save it for when the cameras come on.
There you go. That is
the material comes to me. You know, look, I have 3 kids. I have a husband. I have a somewhat crazy mother-in-law. I have, you know, it's like, instead of getting angry at them, I was like, the best thing I can do is monetize this. This insanity.
Well, that's interesting to me, Zarna, because like you said, you were studying at Case Western, all this, and doctors and lawyers, and these are the things you're saying. So how do we get to stand-up comedian with a podcast, going on all the talk shows, touring the world? How did the switch come from that to comedy?
Sadly, Christian, so sad for you. You're talking to the world's only Indian who failed math. Who literally could not do anything in science. I tried it all. It's not like no one dreams of becoming a stand-up comic in my world. Okay. That's not a thing. This was like the last thing that was like the Hail Mary. Let's try this, because the kids were like, Mom, we think you're funny. I tried everything that most of my friends are amazing at and failed at it all spectacularly. I mean, I practiced law for a while in New York City. I was so bad at it. So bad. Oh my God, monumentally. I remember thinking, if anybody needs my legal advice, that's a sign that the end of the world is near. It's over, people.
So
there's nothing left.
Was it your idea to try comedy? Did someone talk you into it? And when did
my
you realize,
daughter?
Oh, I could maybe do this, you know?
So my kids watched me try and fail many, many things. You know, after 16 years of being a stay-at-home mom, I was really struggling to get back into the workforce. I wanted to get a job. I was willing to get any job. I didn't even care being a lawyer. Any job. I was like, make me a dental front office receptionist. I'm fine. Like, let's do that. Because 16 years of being home, what happens is that you get stripped of your self-esteem. You believe that you can't do anything of any value to anybody else except for your kids. and the kids have now grown up and they're moving on without you. I was willing to do anything, any job, anywhere. I tried Uber, they rejected me. I'm not sure why. I have a spectacular driving record, but I got rejected. I tried restaurant jobs. I tried businesses. I started and closed so many businesses. And my kids, who are very American because they're born and raised here, were like, Mom, people love talking to you. Why don't you just do comedy? And I was like, that's not a job. Like, what is that? And they kind of made me look into it. And at that point, I had made them do so many things they hated that they were like, oh, is mom too scared to try comedy? Is mom not open-minded enough? They used all my words back at me and they ganged up on me and got me to my first open mic.
Well, I mean, thank goodness they did, because your humor is amazing and it's so relatable. And I mean, my goodness, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, you have tried to play psychologist for Martha Stewart, for crying out loud. I mean, Zarna,
I did it.
I know. Oh, you definitely did it. Yes, it's one of the funniest bits I've ever seen. And I mean, could you have ever thought when you were going through that struggle, making the transition from being a stay-at-home mom into this workforce, that this is where you would land? I mean, it is an incredible journey, honestly.
I didn't think I would land here, but I do. Like, I spent most of my life making people laugh. Like, that's not a thing that I worked hard at. And I feel funny saying it. It's not like now I write jokes and I understand that there's a structure and a format. But as a mom with 3 kids, like, half my life was making sure this kid is happy, making sure this one's play date is happy, and making sure they all eat. And a lot of those things happen more efficiently if you add a little humor to it. So I've been doing some version of this my whole life. I just can't believe it's a business in America. I can't believe anybody wants to pay me to say anything.
Now in 2026, like, how is it harder to be a comedian now than when you started with everything? I almost feel like comedy is getting back to that place where people are relaxing a little more and laughing at everything a little more. Am I right in the comedy is kind of getting back to how it used to be?
I think so. And I think we all realize that the last few years, the pendulum had swung too far the other way, where everything was a problem and everything was holy and sacred. I mean, that was not sustainable. Come on, we're not going to live like that. You cannot live in fear of every word that comes out of your mouth, which is how it became for a while, I think. Not for me personally, but I saw it all around me, because I've been saying things that don't make sense for so long that I don't even know how to stop it. I don't know. If somebody said to me, that's inappropriate, I would be like, okay, so then don't listen. I don't know what else to say. I'm a bit, I talk the way moms talk with their kids. I'm sure in your homes, you have said things to your kids, or your moms and dads have said things to you that would be completely wild if they were made public, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what parents do. That's what you do in a home. But my entire comedy is raw like that. Like, every joke I write comes from a real place of things that I've said and done. And you can see that in my videos. Like, nothing is scripted. Sometimes I do collaborations with other Instagrammers and TikTokers, and they come up with pages and pages of script for a 1-minute video, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I've never done this stuff. So, and you know what helps me? My audience is brilliant. My audience is so smart. It is the smartest audience in comedy. They know exactly what I'm saying, which is why I'm not scared. They know what I'm about. They know what I stand for. They know that a joke is a joke, and you don't. So I don't really worry about it much. But I have seen other comics melt down about it, but they also melt down very easily. Everything upsets them. Everything. If there's a teenager in the audience, they lose their mind. They go, oh my God, there's a kid in the... You know what? They're kids in the real world. Like, get used to it. Me, I have no problem. I lived so many years of my life immersed with kids. I tell my friends, bring them all. Bring the 3-year-old, bring the 13-year-old. I don't care. Like, I'm going to shout through them all and make my jokes heard.
No, I love that so much. To add to that, I kind of have a fun question for you. You talk a lot about parenting and the relatability, and like, this is how it is. You're right. When you pull back the curtain on any, household, you're going to see this dynamic and this banter within the home. But Zarna, what would be in your opinion, the most overrated piece of parental advice? Like the cliche that people say all the time.
Oh, yeah, be happy. Go if it makes you happy, do it. Like, no, what? Happiness didn't help anybody ever. No, do it because you have to do it. That's it. And you're not going to be happy. Just embrace it.
I love
It's
that.
such an elusive goal. No kid wants to eat broccoli because it's making them happy, but you know what? They got to do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the defining characteristics of my comedy is that I'm going to say all the things that would be otherwise taboo in America. But they now understand. The thing is that because I'm saying it from a different perspective, my audience is very mixed. It's not all Indians. It's like people from all over the country, from all different backgrounds. They get it. They truly get it. They understand that the perspective that I'm coming from, a lot of different cultures see themselves in my humor. You will see any amount of Latin followers, you'll see like African American followers, people who are like, our mom said the same thing growing up. So I think that we've reached a point where we can openly say what we believe and not have to subscribe to this whole generic idea of parenting. And I certainly don't. And I won't. I mean, I'm never going to tell my kids to be happy.
Yeah, I think that's why it resonates so much. Motherhood is motherhood.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the messy.
And we're not your friends. We're not your
Right.
friends. Like my friends did not pay my bills. Let me tell you, the day we reach that stage, we'll talk about it. Until then, we're not your friends.
Oh, that's a good point. Good point. And finally, I just before we end this, Zarna, and again, thank you so much for having us on. Like Lauren mentioned, I was really getting into your family podcast. I think it's really funny. I think it's so genuine. You can tell it is, and like you said, you can tell it's not scripted at all. Was it a hard choice or easy choice for you to decide to start something with your family like that and kind of bring them into your world a little bit?
We started it on a whim during COVID. Because I was looking for how better can I serve my audience? Like, what more can I do? What happened is that I was putting out a lot of skits with my kids, right? What in America, I think they call improv or skits. We were putting all those things out. And a lot of times people would be like, what does your son think? What does your daughter think? What does your husband think? So on a whim, I booked a podcasting studio and I said, you know what? Let people hear from you directly what you think. Why am I trying to be the interpreter between you and the audience? And we, with no plan, booked a podcasting studio. And I just said, let's record for an hour what we know about this topic or what we know about that topic. And then the audience can hear your thoughts. That spontaneous recording then has grown into like one of the most popular family and relationship podcasts in the world, actually, and especially in America. And now we do it because we know we're serving a real audience. We're serving kids who didn't feel seen by any other entertainment medium. The thing is that in the reality and entertainment space, the type of families you get are real entertainment families. There's glamour, there's glitz, there's like fake boobs, and that's the whole world. That's that world. So all the nerdy, hardworking families that are just like us didn't really feel seen, and now they do. Because we yell at each other about, did you do another practice test?
Yeah.
And we are proud of how we live. We are proud of what we do. And by sharing that, we are helping other people be proud of their things. Like not everybody has to worry about the tightest dress and the highest heel, and this is also a way to live, and it's a very honorable and good way to live. And I hope that our podcast is showing that to people.
I think it is. I think it's resonating. Obviously, like you said, one of the biggest in the world. It definitely was making me laugh. Zarna, again, she's going to be here in Cleveland.
Yes.
Up in Cleveland, Playhouse Square, $1 Million Excuses. I'm sure a lot of your friends and family from around Northeast Ohio are going to be there. So it's almost like a little mini homecoming for you.
Yes.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Zarna, we can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk to us. A lot of fun to talk to you. And we're so happy for all your success with you and your family. And we wish you nothing but more of it. And we're all looking forward to the show here in Northeast Ohio.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me. I warmly invite everybody in Northeast Ohio to come join me. It's going to be a night where you will go home with an excuse to get out of anything in life. I promise you. Anything. You don't want to have sex with your husband? I got you.
There you go. There you
For
go.
Valentine's Day, let's tee that one up.
Perfect. Zarna, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
There you go.